Q115, welcome to Module 8 of our course. This is the midterm project. This week, you're going to work on this project that takes all of the skills and concepts we've learned in the first portion of our course and weaves it together as you complete this real-life scenario project. You're going to be selecting a case study or a scenario from the TV show, What Would You Do? Using that scenario, that situation, I want you to practice applying these critical thinking skills as if you are applying them in your real everyday life. You can think about how you are viewing the TV show, What Would You Do, as a TV viewer, and you can also position yourself as if you were a bystander in these scenarios and consider how you would critically think and process the events that are occurring. Again, my goal for you is to take the concepts that we have learned so far, review them, demonstrate how you have learned them as you apply them to a real-life scenario. Let me show you what our project looks like. We'll take a quick walkthrough in the course. As you jump into the project, be sure to read all of the directions, including these top 3 bullets. 2 things I want to point out. First, some of the questions in the project are written as essay format. Others can be answered orally using the audio-video feature. The choice is yours. Please show your learning in the way that suits you best. And remember that creativity is a part of this course as well. I encourage you to add any additional elements or twists to uniquely make this project reflect your learning and your takeaways from the first few modules of this course. I also want to see evidence that you are indeed utilizing the 8 elements of thought that we learned about in the first part of our course. Remember this wheel by Paul and Elder that we talked about. Critical thinkers apply these thinking skills, these different elements in their process. I want to make sure that you are doing this in every question, and to help prompt yourself to include all of these elements, remember the questions that were posed in the PowerPoint. You can see a quick clip of those here. Again, refer back using these links. You can see this is hyperlinked right here to the course content. So if you need to look back to review this, those are provided as well. Well, we have indirectly talked about our beliefs and our values. We have not specifically talked about our ethics and our moralities, where our morality comes from. And so as a quick review before you watch these case studies, I do want to help clarify that language so that we are all using shared vocabulary. Please take a moment to look through the PowerPoint included on this page about ethics, morals, and morality. In question 1, I simply want you to indicate which of the 5 scenarios, the 5 videos you've selected. In question 2, tell us about the scenario. What are the key issues, the perspectives at play in the scenario? In this question, be sure not to answer the big question of what would you do? Save that for the end of our project. Here, I just want you to highlight the different perspectives and key issues at stake. You'll note at the beginning of your What Would You Do scenario that they do state the real-world problem that the video was modeled after. I want you to state what the real-world problem is here. It might be the gambling problem in the U.S. today, or maybe it's the percent of teens who are vaping. Whatever the real-world problem is, take the information, the evidence, and the data shared and repost it here. Again, note that this can be written out, or you can use an audio or video reply to answer the questions. In question 4, you are now going to cross-check and verify their claims. I want you to go outside of Canvas and find a source, popular or scholarly, that supports the claim. If they say that 33% of students are vaping in the U.S. in middle school, I want you to find a source that verifies or seconds that claim. You're going to share the URL, and then you're going to evaluate that source using the CRAP test. I should see each letter of the CRAP test spelled out in the text box, or again, you are welcome to download and upload the form provided in our course. however you would like to show your learning and your takeaway here. In question 6, you're going to make a bulleted shorthand list detailing out some of the biases and misinformation that you noted. Some of the videos actually include changes to help us discern if bias played any role in how people responded and how the bystanders responded. So note that as well if you saw them do some kind of an adjustment to the scenario itself. In question 7, you're going to think back about those modes of persuasion. Was there anything evident? And then in question 8, you're going to include that important final question. What would you do if you were in this scenario? That should be pretty self-evident. But again, remember to think about all the elements of thought as you critically think and process your answer. That will be the end of the project. Again, this project is due at the end of our module. If you need additional time, if you need support as you work through this, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to answer questions and support your reflections as you work through this project.